Hi and welcome to my playhouse and to the bunker. So yeah, today is a pretty normal day. It's actually a day in the middle of the week. I don't normally film in the middle of the week. I usually do it in the weekend. But I want to paint the bunker again. I painted it last weekend. I gave it one layer and it dried out in one video, actually in one day. And so I want to do it again. So I have a new bottle of paint here that we're gonna paint it with. I also have another light. I put in new batteries in this one, so yeah, more light. And yeah, there's not much more than that. I just want to paint the bunker so that I don't have to do it in the weekend. But now that we are in here, we might have a look at this and make sure that, yes, this is good. So this can come out and go on top of that. So now we kind of have ourselves a rack where we can put our tiny PCs in, and yes, perfect. I like it. Good. So I'll paint this thing. I'll start down here where there's nothing else, so it's gonna be easy, and it's just paint. And I'm gonna use this roller. I used that last week as well. It took no time at all. And then I brought a little paintbrush because I want to do the ugly parts around the rack rails here. That stuff. Yeah, I can't get in there anymore because, well, I might be able to get the roller in there actually, but yeah, I want to do the ugly stuff down here so that is out of the way. I forgot something. The temperature down here, it's about 4 degrees, maybe 4.5 if I really stretch it. So it's a bit chilly. I'll get this out of here. I don't want that. It's in my way, but yeah. Okay. Oh, fucking hell. Getting paint all over the place, including my trousers. Good thing I changed to clothes that was okay to get dirty, because that just happened. Okay, I'm up again. I have painted everything except for the little bit just beneath here, because I could very well paint that and get out of here. So let's just put the camera in here so it's nice and painted. And I'm now gonna put the paint roller on this stick, and I'm gonna paint the rest of it. Okay, not much change to see, but I have painted the bottom of it and the ring up here, which is now complete. And I'm gonna close it up, and I'm gonna blow some air in through the hose so that it dries quicker. Give it a few hours of that today, while it's still decent weather out here. Okay, so another little thing just dropped in for the bunker. I have been reading the comments, and I have purchased this tiny little dehumidifier, and I've just had it on here for, well, actually most of the day, just to check that it actually works. And it does work. If you see here, there is a little bit of water there, and it is very dry in my living room. I actually do have a thingy here that tells me that the humidity in here is 42%, so it's very dry in my living room, and this one is struggling to get the water out of the air. 42% is low, but I'm gonna place this in the bunker. It's just a little plexi element, more or less. It's a one of those heating elements that you put in a tiny refrigerator that is in here, and one side is getting warm and the other one gets cold, and the one that's getting cold, when the air gets in contact with it, it releases the water in the air, and then that drops down here. It's a very simple system. We can kind of take this out. It kind of shuts off immediately when you take it out, so that's pretty cool. And you can kind of see some little droplets there, and so it is working really well. This was 40. Oh, you can see the water up there on the heat sink, so pretty cool. 42 euros, so dollars or something, around that amount. I might leave the link for it. It works okay. It uses 22.5 watts and is powered by 9 volts. So up here on the wall there's a little thingy. So yeah, that is all good. So in here I have one of the tiny PCs open. This is the M92. And I wanted to update the BIOS on them before I put them into the bunker again. So I had it open because I was hoping that I had like a hard drive with a Windows 10 on it, and I could update the BIOS and all the other stuff that way. But well, I wasn't that lucky. I didn't have a Windows 10, and I couldn't be bothered to actually reinstall it. So I have put a USB stick in there. With a little program that should be able to flash it. Well, I'm filming it in case of it working. Let's minimize that one. See what happens. Flashy flash. Okay, so it does it do anything? I probably have to go into DOS. Seems they haven't completed it. So they have put a little batch file in here, and I'm hoping, it seems like I edited it just to see what was in it, and it seems like it uses the flash program, and it takes the cap file, which is apparently the BIOS thing, and it does some other stuff. I think that's gonna probably work. So that's the file that it's gonna be putting on here. There is nothing new since 2018, so that's apparently the newest stuff. So let's try and run this thing. I did look at the README file as well. Not a whole lot, but I just checked it. And that's the flash program down there. So let's try and run this, see what happens. Would you like to update the serial number? Nah. Nope. Would you like to update the machine? Nope. Reading the flash. Okay. Okay. Please do not remove your power. So it's actually flashing. Done. Rebooting. Okay. I will just boot it up and turn it off again, and we'll go into the BIOS and see if it updated. I believe this BIOS was from... Oh, it actually goes into the BIOS by itself and continues the flashing. Oh, and you can't see all of that. I'm zooming in too much. Awesome camera work, Morten. So, is it gonna boot? Did we kill it? Nope, still alive. Okay. Well, we can't see anything in here. I'm just gonna turn it off again. We're going to go into the BIOS of it. And here we are in the BIOS, and now we have a BIOS date of 2018. So our M92 is good. And I got this BIOS directly off of Lenovo's webpage. No issues whatsoever. I just searched for Lenovo M92 BIOS. And yeah, free download. I'm gonna go get the one for the 93. Those are not the same. This BIOS is the same for a couple of models, but the M93 is not one of them. We are gonna cheat a little bit here. Well, it's not cheating. Hopefully it's just being smart. But on this disk, there's nothing usable installed that I can install the BIOS from. So I have taken the disk out of the M92. I'm gonna try and put it in the M93. This has the Windows Server 2016 on it, and my best estimate is that it's gonna boot okay. I need some power for it as well though. Let's see what it says over here. It might be whining. No, it's perfectly happy. I need to go and get the BIOS first though. Be right back. Okay, here that is for the M93. And it seems like my license for server 2016, my evaluation thing down here, I have 6 days to go. So yeah, I can just manage this before I'm probably gonna put Proxmox on them. So yeah, I put the USB stick in, it's there, and it's that file there. So we're gonna run that. It's gonna probably extract just like last time. Extract there. Okay, it's gonna put it the same place as the other one. So I've gotta be careful to pick the right one. Let's see. It's gonna be in here. Okay, so it must be the later one of the two. There. And there is an application for this, but it also has this flash. So let's check that. It does a bit more than the other one. Let's just try and run it. Do you want to change the serial number? Nope, we are good to go. No, thank you. Do you want to? Nope. Machine type is fine, and it does the same thing. The BIOS for this one was from 2022, so it's a bit newer. No, let's not mess with it while it's working. BIOS update is kind of fragile, so we don't wanna interrupt it. This is getting boring. I'll return when it's done. And it's doing the BIOS in here, so that's just like the other one. Cool. And you're lucky you're watching. You don't have to see all the boring parts, but I'm gonna go into the BIOS here. That's F1. F1. You will have to respond when I'm pressing F1. Apparently I lied. The BIOS is from late 2021. So sorry about that. The 23rd of December 2021. So like 8 days before 2022. Here we are on the last one. I'm not gonna bother you too much with this, but we're just gonna... All the software is on the disk, so I don't need to do as much. So, but I do need to connect it to power. There, power on, and power on. There we have the very last machine ready to go, and it didn't take that long. I've done all 3 machines within an hour, and I must admit, yesterday when I was trying to find a hard drive with a Windows version on it that would do the BIOS update, that took longer. My original plan was to have a Windows machine on it and install the Lenovo Vantage version. It's like when you have a PC and you're running Windows on it, you have like a management tool where Lenovo helps you with all the drivers and all the stuff for it. And I thought I'll just install that on it and it will have the latest and the greatest of everything. And that meant that I had to install a Windows 10 machine on here because it wouldn't run on the server 2016, and it would also not run on the Windows 7 machine that I had. So yeah, I chickened out and we just updated the BIOS on them. Okay, so it's a cloudy day outside, and I forgot to mention, I got some comments on the pump here that I had running, that it was very noisy and the neighbors were gonna hate me. That pump wasn't actually that noisy, but in the video you would see that over here my neighbor was celebrating his birthday and he had a jumping castle for the kids, and that thing had an air pump sitting just on the other side of the hinge here, and that was making more noise than my little pump, so you were actually listening to 2 big air pumps where mine was the tiny one. Never mind, we are ready to move in. I have all the stuff that I want to bring into the bunker today. It was raining a lot yesterday, so you can see that there's water on top of my bucket here. So it's a very narrow gap to get in there, so I'm gonna remove the bucket to not get water in here, hopefully. Almost managed. I see a few drops. It's a narrow fit. I'm gonna film myself going in there just to give you an idea of how narrow it is. I'm gonna take off my slippers there and I'm gonna climb into it. So here I am. So there is not a lot of space, but there's just enough space. I want to see if this fits. I do believe it does. I believe that I checked it out earlier. But if you never see me again, this got stuck in the lid. Okay, how do I do this? That was a perfect fit. To get in and out, I need to put my arms over my shoulders, otherwise I'm too wide. So let's get some more stuff. Let's get the computers in. 3 tiny servers and another mounting thingy. Dehumidifier and the monitor. I think I can manage all of it. I think I can. Yeah. Go, go, go. Do you want to come, or do you want to stay up there? As if you had a choice. So now we're in the bunker, and I have a flashlight. This is very nice flashlight. It has a magnetic foot, so I can place it like anywhere, and just it lights up a lot of stuff very nicely. I also have another one here. I have some of these, and yeah, I'm gonna put everything in place. I mounted the awesome rich all powers S2000 over here, which means that I have 1,500 and something watt hours of power down here. It can run 2,000 watts, so there's a lot of good power there. I see that it's bending the metal a little bit, so good thing I did some good welds up there. Good welds. So yeah, I'll put everything in place and I'll show you when I'm done. I have mounted a tiny little monitor up here. I've even wiped it off a little bit, cleaned it a little bit, and the awesome All Powers S2000 is sitting right there, and it's powering, well, the monitor. The monitor isn't on. We could try and turn it on. Nothing wrong with that, actually. Power on. We need to turn on DC. There. Monitor is on. Oh, and it's on. So that is good. Also, we are powering the dehumidifier down here. That is running. It's not that noisy. I don't know how it sounds on the camera. It might pick up that noise very much. I do have a little bit of an issue with it because it kind of needs to sit on a flat surface, and I'm not very happy on having it sitting on top of all of the PCs, and I really don't want it sitting on top of the power station either. So I'm not entirely sure. I might be able to put it here for a little bit, but it kind of hinders the airflow on the back of it, and yeah, I can have it sitting like this, which might, yeah, then it sits a little bit on the power cable. I don't know. Might be okay. It is prettier the other way around though. So okay, this thing is working as it should, so we can power that off again. There. And the dehumidifier is drawing 24 watts. There. So it's very handy to be able to follow the progress. So now I need some power to come down here to power this, and I have two options. I can power this with mains, and I can power it with solar. And unfortunately, this unit does not do the UPS feature that All Powers has. They have a pro version of this one, and it has the UPS feature. More or less, it means that it can use solar and it can switch to grid, or it can use grid and use the box as a backup. But this one does not do that. So unfortunately, I'm limited a little bit with that. I'm not sure how it would take it, because if I connect it to the grid, it will just charge up using the grid. What I really wanted was it to primarily run from solar, and then if the solar ran out, I wanted it to switch to the grid. But I think this video is getting plenty long now, so I think I will take this opportunity to end the video from the bunker, which at Pleasant Point we are further than we was last year. Though last year I did have one of these tiny PC powered up, and we ran VMware on it. So hopefully I'll be installing Proxmox on them at some point soon. And yeah, but we're doing great. And if you have nothing better to do, do check out All Power's selection of power stations. They are really cool and they are really helpful for my channel. My good contact Krit in China, we are chatting way too much. We do a lot of colluding to try and get you guys to notice the all-power power station. So I'll be sure to leave a link in the description. So if you're in the market, do check them out. Other than that, thank you very much for watching my videos. Do subscribe to my channel so that you can see me again. And have a really nice day. Bye bye.